Hey guys, it's the Super Duke here. I received a couple questions. Gonna make videos to answer those questions. First one is how to do a quick stop. I guess some people out there, I'm sure a lot of you newer riders watching this channel might have a problem with stalling their bikes at shouldn't do that in front of security. Stand up on my bike, they might think it's unsafe. Have a problem stalling out, doing quick stops at lights and stuff, and want to know how to not do that, how to pull away faster. Okay, you get the idea. So very simple stuff, but let's wait till I get to the actual lot. It's like 100 degrees today. Proof that I wear full gear no matter what the occasion, or I just don't ride, or at least I try to. I've broken that rule once in like 4 years the other day, but it was a special occasion. But yeah, I'm gonna be practicing the shade is what I'm trying to say, because it's hot. So we can start talking now though. So first thing to do is to know where your friction zone is at and when your bike starts to pull under its own power of just the clutch and no throttle. If you don't know how to do that, go watch my low speed maneuvering video, and that will explain all of it. If you still have questions, feel free to message me. Next, after you get that, there's a couple things that you need to understand. First is that even in the friction zone, as long as you have the clutch engaged somewhat, the throttle is not going to be effective. Not really going to give you, okay, there's no one in there. It's not going to pull the bike much. So for example, okay, no throttle, right? This is the friction zone. Mine starts really early and the bike starts to pull. Now we're pulling the friction zone, right? Watch what happens. By maintaining the friction zone, I'm almost full throttling it. See, I'm redlining my bike and we're not zooming away. If I were to do that without the friction zone, by fully engaging the clutch, see, we just did a power wheelie there, just from how much power I was putting into the bike. But why wasn't I doing that when I was in the friction zone? Well, it's because the clutch is allowing the RPMs to slip or whatever. It's not really engaging. Now, what does that mean for you and what you're trying to do? Well, you're at a stoplight, right? And you want to pull away. You can just pull away by using the friction zone, right? And then you add the throttle, and that's how most people get their bikes going. That's how most people pull from a stop. And the better you get at that, the faster you can take off. But how do you add speed to that? You know, people feel like they have to let out the clutch gradually so they don't let it out too quickly and stall the bike. Well, here's a secret, here's a tip. This will help you all out, I think. So as you go and you hit the friction zone, right as you start to hit the friction zone, add throttle. And you can give it as much throttle as you like, as I said. But what you want to do is you want to control your speed, how fast you take off, by how fast you enter deeper into the friction zone. For example, right, a little bit, and then you give it a whole lot of throttle. Now, if I let it out fast, the rate of acceleration that I get from that is directly a result of how quickly I release the clutch. Now watch my clutch hand. When you're in the friction zone, as long as you keep adding throttle, when you start adding throttle and you just keep it going, you keep raising the throttle, you can pretty much dump the clutch and you won't stall out. Right, we're at a red light, we start going, and then I just dump the clutch. Oh, I almost stalled out. So that's not true. Watch out, that was just too quick. I just completely let go of the clutch there. You do have to trail it out a little bit. Let me show you. So, you trailing it out a little bit. You want to time the release of your clutch with the rate that you're rolling on the throttle. So say you really want to take off really quick. And watch out, it's if you're on a big bike, this is going to make you wheelie if you let it out really quick. I just did a little power wheelie there again. But as I roll on, I'm releasing, release, I'm off the clutch. And then I'm just holding steady throttle. I'm sticking to the shade here, it's so hot. So another tip, if you're on a smaller bike, what you want to do like a drag race start. What they do is they raise the RPMs and then they release the clutch as they already have RPMs. And then you just, bottom line guys, you control the speed you take off with the rate that you disengage the clutch. And if you want to guarantee that you're not going to stall out, keep your RPMs above 4K at least. And that's on anything 250cc or bigger. Here's a secret. Most people probably don't consider this. What if you're at a light and you're accidentally in a higher gear and you're already starting to go and you feel the bike stalling? Well, here's how to stall. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Here's how to never stall no matter what gear you're in, right? No, I'm gonna go to second gear. What would you do? Well, it's easier on the bike with more torque. This is tons of torque, so it's kind of cheating, but I can do this on my other bike too, and any bike I've been on. What you want to do is get the RPMs up and just get them simply higher than it would be. And what this does is it allows more power to the wheel, and it makes it just have more available pull, so you don't stall the bike. Basically, if you're in a higher gear, you just give it higher RPMs. See, I'll show you. Imagine I'm a complete retard and I came to a light and stopped in third gear. I'm in third gear right now. I just bring it up to 8K and then I time the release of the clutch. Oh my God, they almost hit me. And then I just bring it up to 8K in third gear and I release the clutch and I'm going. I'm not stalling. It almost stalled, I'm not gonna lie. It dropped from 8K to 4K and I probably couldn't do it in fourth gear. Let's find out. Wait, no, from a full stop. So even then in fourth gear, I can take off from a complete stop just by giving it a shitload of RPMs, a shitload of gas. If in doubt, just give it more gas, but just don't dump the clutch. Just keep it in the friction zone. How am I in fourth gear giving it so much gas and not getting, you know, flipped off the bike or something? It's because I'm in the friction zone. See? I mean, in the friction zone all day, but the second I slip out of that friction zone, the bike starts getting the real power, and that's when you're going to stall the bike. So you need to do what's called feathering the clutch, which is staying within that friction zone while you give it gas, and inside the friction zone is what's giving you the bike the power to start going forward. I hope that makes sense. And that's really all I got. If you want to go really, really fast, just give it a lot of RPMs. Oh shit. I just did a burnout. Oh my God. So be careful if you're on a big bike. There's a lot of power to be spinning. I'm spinning the wheel faster than I'm allowing the engine to move, and it's making my rear wheel spin underneath me. I can feel it. You guys can't see it. I couldn't capture it on vid, but what a crazy feeling. Okay. But yeah, practice that. First, practice the friction zone. So here we go. Now I'm going to the start of the friction zone. Start of the friction zone. Now, how much is too much? See, we're really picking up speed here. When your bike really starts to start going, you know you're near the end of the friction zone, and then, oh, I'm going too fast already that I just released the clutch and it kept going. But let me try to stall the bike real quick to show you how fast is too fast. Oh my God, it's just too easy on a big bike, dude. There's so much power everywhere. I didn't even give it gas and I just start going with the friction zone. Okay, there we go. So it was like that. That's how fast, and this is how fast I normally do it. That's what my clutch release looks like even when I'm really hard on it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. So give it a lot of gas, right? We're almost redlining. And it doesn't matter how much gas you're giving it, you control the speed with the clutch. All right, I'm just repeating myself now. I hope that helps. Let me know if you need more clarification in the comments. Peace.